Test, test.
Yeah, I'm gonna run over. All right, so what am I doing? Whose phones are these? Let's see. That's Sarah's. Oh, Dan just left his here. It must be Dan. And that's Dan's. Okay, can we give them to him? I don't want him cluttering. Yes. Right. Okay. If folks could grab their seats, leave the first row clear if that's all right for the procession. Oh, you sit in the first row. Oh, so just Daryush is walking, Sarah,
Uh-huh.
and you're gonna be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. So when do you actually like go live with the whole live
We're live
stream
now.
thing? Oh, you're live
Yeah,
now.
yeah, we're live
Oh,
right
so
now.
what are people seeing?
Just that. Just the
Oh, just.
yeah, just the creepers up at the top.
Oh, okay. Got it. There you go.
quick second. My friend, when you hold the mic, do me a favor and hold it about like that for them.
Okay, perfect.
And for yourself also.
And now when you do your part, just have the person hold the mic for you, whoever went before. Because unless you want to memorize that in the next 20 seconds. I'm going to be here. Hi, Harry. What about? He'll need to get the rings from Carter.
Oh yeah. Woo! Great job, Esau. Woo! Al, you're gonna get the rings from Carter. Just wait for him to come. Say Carter's right over there. Thank you, Carter.
Good job, Carter.
Ring security. Now you can head over to your mom. Great job, Carter. Thank you. What's going on?
In Psalm 133, King David wrote, Hine matov humanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. How fine and wonderful it is to be gathered together as brothers and sisters. And indeed, what a blessing it is to be gathered all together here in this beautiful place on this magnificent day to bear witness to the wedding of Sarah and Dan. Welcome everyone to this joyous occasion. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mark, Dan's dad, and I was humbled to be asked to officiate at this most special of days. It'll be obvious to you all very quickly, I'm no rabbinical sage, but I'll do my best to honor the traditions and to make a few brief observations along the way. Let me first say how grateful Heidi and I are to have been so warmly embraced by the entire Samimi family. Jala and Daryush, Madvi and David and Daniel, and of course Ari, have all made us feel like part of their family. And today we make that official, and we could not be happier about that. It's very obvious that Sarah was raised in a home filled with love and grace. Now, I think Dan and Sarah are going to circle each other now. 7. Yeah, you do 3, she does 3. Now you just witnessed Sarah and Dan circle each other 7 times. This is called the Hakafot, and many meanings have been ascribed to it. One interpretation is that circling signifies that Sarah is the center of Dan's universe and Dan is the center of Sarah's universe. Their lives revolve one upon the other. But even as they circle, they look outward, joined at the heart by a commitment to do together what they have always done individually, to perform tikkun olam, to heal the world. Sarah, in her amazing work as an adored teacher to her students who face daunting challenges. Dan, in his prior work as a public defender who treated all of his clients with dignity and respect and empathy, and in his volunteer work here and all over the world. What keeps them tethered together as they orbited each other was a mutual commitment to love each other and to love the world. And we also conduct this ceremony under a canopy known as a chuppah, symbolic of the Jewish home that Sarah and Dan have committed to build, strong enough to stand firm when, as the noted sage Bruce Springsteen said, the rain starts falling and the blues come calling. And one that will not only shelter the two of them, but, inshallah, their many children. Sorry, guys, I couldn't resist that one. But the chuppah, as you note, is open on all sides. It's an invitation for friends and family to come in and bask in the love that radiates outward. But not just friends and family. Like Abraham and Sarah in the book of Genesis, we keep a welcome sign out for the stranger, the refugee, and the immigrant, sharing our bounty with those less fortunate. Now, the roof of this chuppah is a talit, a prayer shawl that belongs to Sarah's beloved maternal grandfather, Kareem, who has been and remains such a powerful presence in her life and with whom Dan has developed a very special relationship. That talit was created back in Iran some 70 years ago, and it poignantly reminds us that this ceremony is another link in a worldwide chain of tradition that goes back millennia and has outlasted all of our tribulations as a people. So we celebrate today, but we also look back and are eternally thankful for the sacrifices of those that brought us here and who taught us how to live a Jewish life suffused with meaning. Now, with the scene now set, we start the ceremony with the reading of the ketubah, the marriage contract. The ketubah has been a part of Jewish weddings for centuries and reminds us that as joyous as this day is, it is equally serious, and that the bride and groom have taken on lifelong duties and obligations to protect, support, and nurture each other from this day forward. I'm a lawyer, and let me tell you, this contract is ironclad. There are no loopholes. Now, Sarah and Dan have commissioned a beautiful ketubah from an artist in New York, which is to my right, which I all hope you can get a close look at after the ceremony. And Dan and Sarah have asked Dan's beautiful mom, Heidi, to read the English translation.
We witness that on the 5th day of the week, the 18th day of the month of Iyar, in the year 5782, corresponding to the 19th day of May 2022, here in Santa Barbara, California, United States of America, the bride, Sarah Nora Samimi, daughter of Dariush Jala, and the groom, Daniel Jason Kieselstein, son of Mark and Heidi, entered into this sacred marriage covenant. Standing under the chuppah, we said to each other, as beloveds and friends, we choose to walk life's path together. We pledge to be equal partners, loving friends, and supportive companions all through our life. May our love provide us with the freedom to be ourselves and the courage to follow our mutual and individual paths. As we share life's experiences, we vow to create an intimacy that will enable us to express our innermost thoughts and feelings, to be sensitive to each other's needs, to share life's joys, to comfort each other through life's sorrows, to challenge each other to achieve intellectual and physical fulfillment, as well as spiritual and emotional tranquility. We will build a home together and fill it with laughter, empathy, faith, imagination, trust, friendship, companionship, and love. A home in which holidays and heritage are celebrated in accordance with our Jewish culture and tradition. May we live each day as the first, the last, the only day we will have with each other. We joyfully enter into this covenant and solemnly accept the obligations herein.
Thank you, Heidi. That was lovely. Now next, the couple will exchange rings and share vows they have written for each other. But first, a few words. As I thought about today, it struck me how seemingly random it is that we have arrived at this place. But is it random? There is a concept in Judaism called beshert. It is the idea that some things are decreed by fate, some things are predestined. Beshert is most often mentioned in the context of marriage, and there are many variations on this theme. Some say that 40 days prior to conception, the angels select a future mate for the future child that is not yet even a gleam in the eyes of its parents. Others say that all of our souls were at Mount Sinai, and when God gave us the Torah, the angels selected our future mates at that holy place. Others say God has spent most of his time after the mighty task of creation acting as a cosmic matchmaker. I'm not sure which of those is right, but we do know Dan and Sarah were literally made for each other. Any fool can spend 2 minutes with them and see that. But the fact that they were meant for each other didn't mean they were going to find each other. And there is something romantic to the notion that as young people we walk the earth unaware of who and where our soulmate is. We engage in a treasure hunt of the heart. And we search for that ideal someone. Perhaps he or she is on the other side of the world. Perhaps it's the boy or girl next door. And it's bittersweet to acknowledge that no one knows whether those perfect matches will find each other. And the truth is that often they never do. But Judaism also places great emphasis on free will. We make our own destiny. Our successes and our sins are our own. And I think Dan himself may have put it best in one of the first sentences I ever heard him utter, as an adorable yet somehow obnoxious 2-year-old. I heard him say, You're not the boss of me, Dad. Free will. In Dan's case, too much of it. So what brings us here today? Is it Beshert or is it free will? Well, as the great philosopher Forrest Gump said, maybe it's both. Maybe both are happening at the same time. The good Lord may have decided long ago that Sarah and Dan were the ideal couple, but it was up to them to figure that out. And let's be honest, it was touch and go for a while. No doubt they often crisscrossed Harvard Yard at the same time when Dan was at the law school and Sarah was at the divinity school. Indeed, unbeknownst to them, one of Sarah's very good friends at Harvard played pee-wee soccer with Dan back in Chicago. But they never made the connection. Close but no cigar. And the brutal truth of it is, if Sarah hadn't lowered the minimum age on her Hinge dating app, whatever that is, we wouldn't be here today. So Beshert says they were meant to be together, but it took a dash of luck that actually brought them together. They had an epic meetup for drinks that turned into an 8-hour first date that ended in the wee hours. Sarah tells me she told her good friend and colleague Rosie the next morning, "I think I met the man I'm going to marry." That's right. So things got off to a good start. Now, Sarah and Dan had only 2 more dates before Dan, and this is classic Dan, ran off for no apparent reason to a small village in Guatemala for Spanish language immersion. And naturally, he was stranded when the pandemic caused all the borders to be suddenly closed. But Dan and Sarah burned up the phone lines from Central America to the States. And by the time Dan made it back to New York, Sarah was in California to ride out what turned out to be the early stages of the pandemic. So the first several months of their relationship were marked by prolonged absences that would have ended most budding romances. Yet the distance only drew them closer and more tightly connected. They decided to become exclusive, to be together when they were a continent apart. Who does that? So what brought us here today? Beshert? It's important, but it's not enough. It took a little luck and a whole lot of determination to turn destiny into reality. And I know this marriage will be a blissful one, not because getting here was easy, but because it was hard. Now, before Dan and Sarah share the vows that they have written for each other, we will sanctify this moment with a blessing over the cup of wine. Wine signifies holiness and joy in the Jewish tradition, and thus is a fitting symbol of this ceremony. And we are in California, after all, where wine is a religion unto itself. Now, after the blessing, Dan and Sarah will sip from a cup that belonged to my maternal grandfather, Benny, of blessed memory. This cup, or becher in Yiddish, has been present at so many events, so many life events, so many holidays, so many celebrations, events both celebratory and joyful, and solemn and sad. It is yet another symbol of the torch being passed from our forebears to our children, threading together all the generations in jubilation and sorrow. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. You guys take a sip. Okay, Alex. Alex will now bring up the rings. You, when you're done with the vows, you'll put the ring.
Thank you, Alex.
Okay. And now, with no further ado, Dan and Sarah will share their vows. Who goes first?
I'll go.
I want to start off by saying we both wrote these this morning. So, Dan, I love you so much that it oftentimes amazes me that a person can feel so much love for another person. You are my best friend and my biggest supporter. And every single day, I feel so full of gratitude for you and what we have. You make all aspects of life better. From the moment we wake up, we're always laughing. And even when I get to spend the whole day with you, I always complain it's never enough. I love how curious you are about everything, even the little things, like when you made me look at the same rock 5 times in Oregon because you thought it was cool. I might make fun of you, but it's so sweet and endearing, and your passion and enthusiasm for life is something I'm always in awe of. I love how intelligent and insightful you are, how humble you are, how fun you are, and how you make me feel. I know I can rely on you for anything. And in this life, I know you and I will always grow together and be there for one another. I vow never to take our love for granted, not 1 second, which I know will be very difficult because your attention span drives me crazy sometimes, and to love you unconditionally. I vow to always be your biggest supporter. I vow to keep our circle sacred and for it to always be my priority. To always challenge myself, to always be the best version of who I can be for us. I love you forever, and in 100 lifetimes and 1,000,000 universes, you are who I would choose.
Follow that, Dan.
I don't know if that. I love you so much. Oh boy. Sarah June. I knew right away that you were special. On our first date, when you walked in 20 minutes late, looking so freaking cute, you gave me a big hug, flashed your absolutely gorgeous smile that I swear to God still stops my heart, and led us straight to an open table after I said that I'd searched the whole bar and there weren't any. Right away, I knew something was up. I felt your empathy, your sense of humor, your intelligence, everything. I still remember going to the bathroom to text a friend that, quote, "This girl's favorite movie is Zoolander. I'm in love." I felt the overwhelming rush of excitement that I felt again as I wrote these, that feeling that you get when you realize you're onto something truly, truly special. Those first few weeks were the best. We talked on the phone for hours like high school kids, waited nervously for texts, had our first inside jokes. I'm mad. I swear to God, I memorized the order of every photo on your Instagram. It was perfect and all very according to plan. And then, a month after we met, COVID hit. I was out of the country at the time, and in a lot of ways, it feels like that was when our experience as a couple really started. With you on the phone with some guy at the U.S. consulate for some other guy you'd been on 3 dates with, helping me navigate a foreign lockdown. COVID jumbled everything. We went from the normal early excitement of a promising relationship to living together 3 months after we met in a 600 square foot studio that we really weren't supposed to leave. There were so many amazing moments. There was the day we said I love you in front of the Gowanus Canal over champagne drunk from Starbucks cups. There were long walks in Prospect Park. There were cozy summer nights cooking together on our dates at home. But it was also hard. I can be really annoying. It probably frustrated you. We were two people who didn't really know each other that well, and suddenly we couldn't leave each other's sight. But that weird, isolated world forced us to do something really important. We had to learn to build, and we had to learn to grow together. It forced us to communicate the things we needed from each other, to listen openly in response, and most of all, to really, truly know and understand each other. As I think we've both discovered, that takes work, it takes time, and it takes endless patience with one another as we both grow into a new shared life. But we did it. We did it. What made it all happen is that we love each other so much, which is just crazy. We truly want what is best for each other, to be good partners, to find ways to make each other happy. We found the way together, each of us taking turns leading, finding new insights about what it means to sharing life and feeling more and more like a team. And so we did it. You taught me so much about having an open heart, about loving someone for who they are, about building connections with the people around me and what really matters in the world. You've completely changed my perspective on what matters in life and made it possible for me to be truly happy. And I will be grateful to you for the rest of my life for that service that you did me. And we built this thing together. And the reward, I think, is something that I can't even begin to explain. Relationship doesn't even feel like the right word for it. It's a shared life, something perfectly unique and totally ours, a whole little world that belongs only to us, with its own stupid language consisting mostly of gibberish pet names and insults in Farsi that we get to keep and nurture and heal from when we mess it up a little every day for the rest of our lives. Building this with you, our circle, has been something truly different and special, a piece of life I never knew existed. It's the greatest gift anyone has ever given me, and I want nothing else but to build it with you for the rest of our lives. Marrying you to me is a celebration of everything we've accomplished and a promise to never stop building together. And so, my Kuchelu, I vow to you to never stop building, strengthening, and sometimes repairing our life we're putting together, that you will never, ever, ever be outside the circle, that while I will probably never be a good listener, I will try to become adequate, that I will carefully check the route before all future hikes, that I will always beat you to 11:11, that I will never take for granted the millions of little things you do for me to make me happy and make me the best version of myself, that I'll do my part to be the best version of myself and to try never to be a tiff chalu, and that I will always love you, always, always, always. You are my best friend and everything that I ever could have dreamed of. Thank you for being mine and for making me yours. I love you.
Lovely. Wow. Okay. Sarah, if you could put the ring on Dan's finger and then repeat after me. Dan, with this ring, you are sanctified to me as my wife, as my husband.
It's very modern.
Dan, with this ring, you are sanctified to me as my husband,
In accordance with the laws of Moses in Israel.
in accordance with the laws of Moses in Israel.
And Dan, now your turn. I'll try to get the gender right this time. Repeat after me, Dan. With this ring,
With this ring,
you are sanctified to me as my wife,
you are sanctified to me as my wife,
in accordance with the laws of Moses and Israel.
in accordance with the laws of Moses and Israel.
Great. But we're not done yet. Now we're in the home stretch. And next, Sarah's wonderful mom, Jala, will read a poem in Farsi and English.
God help me do it. Where should I stay? Over there?
Stand right there. It's good.
Okay.
You can see the couple.
So Dan gave me the honor to read this beautiful poem from Molavi, one of the poets from Iran. And I'd be honored to read that for you guys in Farsi and then in English. So, مبارک باد بر ما این عروسی چون شیر و چون شکر باد همیشه هم از برگ و هم از میوه ممتع تو روحان بهشتی باد خندان نشان رحمت و توقیح دولت نکونام و نکوروی و نکوفال خجسته باد ما را این عروسی چو صهبا و چو حلواست این عروسی مثال نخل خرما این عروسی ابد امروز فردا این عروسی همین جا و مهم آنجا این عروسی چو ماه و چدخ خضرا این عروسی خمش کردم که در گفتن نگنجد که بسر شست جان با این عروسی. So I will read it in English for you guys. May this vow and this marriage be blessed. May it be sweet milk, this marriage, like wine and halwa. May this marriage offer fruit and shade like the date's palm. May this marriage be full of laughter, our every day and a day in paradise. May this marriage be a sign of compassion, a seal of happiness here and everywhere. May this marriage have a fair face and good name, and amen as welcome the moon and clear blue sky. I am cut of words to describe how spirit mingles in this marriage. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jala. That was lovely. Next is a series of blessings conferred upon the bride and groom called the Sheva Brachas, the 7 blessings. I will be calling up loved ones to read a modern interpretation of the 7 blessings in English. You should all have a beautiful booklet containing the 7 blessings which Dan's mom created for the occasion. I will start this off with a prayer over the wine, because when it comes to Jewish weddings and wine, less is not more is more, and more is better. And after all of the blessings are recited, Dan and Sarah will share the wine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. And the first blessing.
You have to give me the wine. To love. May you be blessed with love. May your admiration, appreciation, and understanding of each other foster a love that is passionate, tranquil, and real. May this love between you be strong and enduring and bring peace into your lives.
And next is Sarah's lovely, wonderful brother, Samuel.
Thank you. Cheers. A loving home. May you be blessed with a loving home filled with warmth, humor, and compassion. May you create a family together that honors traditions old and new. May you teach your children to have equal respect for themselves and others, and instill in them the value of learning and tikkun olam, making the world a better place.
Thank you, Daniel. Next up is Alex.
You want to switch it?
May you be best friends and work together to build a relationship of substance and quality. May your sense of humor and playful spirit continue to enliven your relationship. May you respect each other's individual personality and perspective and give each other room to grow in fulfilling your dream.
May you be blessed with wisdom. May you continually learn from one another and from the world. Together, may you grow, deepening your knowledge and understanding of each other and of your journey through life. Amen.
Health. May you be blessed with good health and long life. May life bring you wholeness of mind, body, and spirit. May you keep each other well balanced and grounded, and may you share many, many happy years together.
May your life be blessed with the art and beauty of this world. May your creative aspirations and experiences find expression, inspire you, and bring you joy and fulfillment. May you find happiness together in adventures big and small, and something to celebrate every day of your lives.
Oh, I didn't know I should tell them.
Yeah, you get more parts.
All right. Okay, community. May you be blessed with community. May you always be blessed with awareness that you are as essential part of the circle of family and friend. May there always be within the group love, trust, support, and laughter. And may there be many future occasions for rejoining in their company. Company. That's it. Oh, thank you. You surprised me.
Hey, Dan and Sarah can have a little bit of wine. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Before we come to the final step of the ceremony, the breaking of the glass, which is somewhere. Let us take a moment to remember that although we are relatively small in number in this beautiful garden, there is so much extended family and there are so many friends who love Dan and Sarah dearly who are not here today. The spirits of the living swirl around and through us and fortify us, and the souls of the departed look down upon us and give Dan and Sarah their silent blessing. They are, each and every one, an important part of the story. And Dan, my father is looking down, and I promise you that sweet breeze you just felt is his deep sigh of pride and joy. And a shout out to your grandmother in Florida, who, if the live stream is working, is watching us now. Hi, Mom. And who was thrilled to meet Sarah and fall in love with her, as people tend to do. So now the breaking of the glass. And there are as many different interpretations as there have been Jewish weddings. But let me share one that is deeply personal. My father was born in Berlin, Germany in 1931. He lived through and vividly recalled the Kristallnacht, the night of broken glass, in November of 1938, when Nazis ran amok through Germany, killing and looting and burning synagogues and sacred scrolls. 3 months later, he and his immediate family escaped to America. The extended family stayed behind, and all were lost. Today, the breaking of glass holds no terror. On the contrary, Dan breaks the glass and Sarah breaks the glass in joy and gratitude. The broken glass says, we have persevered. The broken glass means that we build our Jewish future no matter the obstacles, no matter the odds. The broken glass and this marriage say loudly, love and faith and hope conquer all. Now, when Dan and Sarah managed to break the glass, everyone please shout, Mazel Tov. Is it together? He said you were both doing it. Mazel Tov. Dan, you can kiss your bride. That's right. I proudly present Dan and Sarah Kieselstein, husband and wife. That's right. Oh, nice exit music.
Yeah, very nice. I was gonna say that wasn't you. Oh, really? You did great. You did great.
So happy.
Hopefully soon, inshallah, we see another celebration, more and more.
I made a public announcement.
Yeah, there we go. And I told them even before, I said, get ready.
Congratulations.
Nice to
Thank
witness.
you, thank you.
Congratulations.
No, it's just a
Yes, congratulations.
congratulations.
Thank you very much. That sound work out okay?
He was all right.